All right, so we're going back to the NFL. Y'all know what it is. Thursday, Thanksgiving, Happy Turkey Day, and just like every year, the tradition is get your fat plate, get in front of the screen, and it's three. Nah, I was gonna lie and say highly impactful games on Thanksgiving, but three NFL games nonetheless. We got the Chicago Bears visiting the Detroit Lions at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on Fox. The Bears are a 3-point favorite for that game. I'm surprised they even got a favorite. Then we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Dallas Cowboys at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time on CBS. They do have the Cowboys as an 8-point favorite. That I do believe in. And then the nightcap for Thursday will be the Buffalo Bills traveling down to the New Orleans Saints. That's 8:20 Eastern Standard Time on NBC, and they do have the Bills as a 5.5 favorite. So, Jay, that sets the table for Thanksgiving. What sticks out to you with these three games?
First thing that sticks out is all of these teams lost this week, so I'm sure they're all anxious to come on out and halt some of these losing streaks. Problem is, some of these teams just don't win. Period. As you ever notice, one of the things that I guess maybe some people have noticed, maybe I've noticed. I'm just like consciously thinking about it. The Lions never play at 4:30. They never play at 4:30. No, give them the 12:30 game. Like, maybe people they just watch the parade and whatever. Like we'll watch Detroit come out here and try to win a football game. Um, I I'm gonna look back here and see like when's the last time they don't win a lot of these games. I'm looking through it right now. They don't win many of them. I'm gonna keep score. Okay, the last time they won on Thanksgiving was in 2016. They beat Minnesota 16-13. Okay, they got a couple wins. Jim Caldwell, I guess he got them a few wins. This is terrible. I wouldn't blame people if they just skip this game. Just eat lunch and maybe you want to sleep in or whatever on Wednesday night, and maybe you just DVR the parade, watch the parade, and then come on back for the second game, Raiders and Cowboys. I'm gonna tell you this Bears Lions game. I think it's gonna be horrible. I was just informed that Jared Goff is on track to play. Um, that don't really do much for me because Jared Goff, when he's not coached by Sean McVay, is mediocre at best. I guess he's better than Tim Boyle, who if you look at his stats from Sunday's game, they're awful. But now, like the one thing that would intrigue me about this game is Justin Fields. We called a Justin Fields game a couple weeks back,
Mm-hmm.
and it was. I mean, that's another team like Chicago. They look horrible right now too. But at least we saw some signs late in that game that Justin Fields like, okay, that looked like a first round quarterback. But now he's not going to play, from what I'm reading. So it'll be Andy Dalton, Jared Goff. That's just so uninteresting. The most interesting part about it is to me, I think Detroit would like they on 0-16 watch. And you say how are they on 0-16 watch? Well, that's what happens when you have a tie. Now you thought, man, we'll never see another 0-16 team. Well, watch Detroit on their way to this being the second team. Look at this. They get Chicago, then they get Minnesota, then they go to Denver, Arizona, on the road against Atlanta and Seattle, and at home against Green Bay. Now, look, Atlanta and Seattle, I mean, those aren't world beaters. Detroit probably will have a puncher's chance, but they're not going to be favored in any of these games. To me, I think the Bears with no Andy Dalton, I think this is going to be their best chance to win a game. I think
Whoa.
that's
I think no. If I'm not mistaken, Andy Dalton will start this game.
that's what I mean. Like I think
Okay.
I think this is Detroit's best chance to win, and not just because it's Andy Dalton starting, but because I think, I mean, Seattle looks awful too right now, but Chicago is probably the team I'm least confident in out of all those teams.
Okay.
Detroit's on 0-16 watch, then I think this is their best chance to get off of there. But enough about that game because you see there was a report out there about Matt Nagy like getting fired after this game. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was from a reputable like news source.
Yeah, that sounds.
He had to deal with that question. But there should be questions about Matt Nagy's job future because they're just the Bears just aren't. They're just not impressive to watch. I mean, we the game a couple weeks ago that we called against Pittsburgh. It was like the more that game went along, the more confused I became of what Matt Nagy was doing on that sideline. I don't know what it is about these Andy Reid coaches that like. I mean, that 3 years ago, if you'd have told me Doug Peterson would be out, I don't even know where he is, but he's not a head coach. And if you'd have told us that Matt Nagy would be asking questions about his job security, we'd probably be like, huh? Because Doug Peterson was somewhat fresh off a Super Bowl, and Matt Nagy 3 years ago, he was like what, coach of the year, and they won the division. So yeah, I'm gonna watch, but I wouldn't blame it if most people don't watch that game. I would not, and I really don't. I know you just informed me like, yo, they ain't never stopped playing Detroit on Thanksgiving. I don't know what like Detroit did back in the Great Depression or whatever to get this annual like honor, but like this is, the NFL, like that's a brand and all that. Man, they should be able to give us something better than this, because Detroit is not worth their time on Thanksgiving. The Raiders and the Cowboys. I said it earlier when we talked about the Cowboys and Chiefs. I think that was they got a little slide feel to them. They've lost 2 of 3. Denver blew them out. Then they wreck Atlanta. Atlanta's just in a habit of getting wrecked here lately. But then the way they lost to the Chiefs, Cowboys got to figure out like what their identity is. When they get away from the run game and they put too much of the load on Dak, I think that's where they get in trouble. They're not going to have Cooper in this game. I don't know if CeeDee Lamb can clear the concussion protocol that quickly. So they're gonna be without one of their big weapons, maybe 2. That would lead me to believe, get these running backs involved. The Raiders have lost 3 straight games. We know their problems with some of their receivers, Henry Ruggs. We know that Damon Arnett, he's out of here. John Gruden, he's out of here. Just all the at least they stopped. Like we haven't seen any crazy news out of Vegas since Damon Arnett was on social media, like on some rampage, he was gonna kill somebody or something. So at least things have maybe settled down. Maybe we'll check in on that interim head coach, Rich Bisaccia or whatever, to see how he's doing. He's probably not doing as good as when he beat Denver in the opening week, fresh off the emails. But I really think, look, if I don't expect the Raiders to win this game, which is why I think this will be a devastating loss. If the Raiders beat Dallas, that's going to be devastating. Not only that, but Philadelphia all of a sudden is playing well. And if they win this Sunday, whoever they play against, they'll be 6-6. So they'll be within striking distance. That's something to pay attention to. Bills and Saints. I alluded to the Bills earlier. They got to get it together. I think the over-under in this game is like 45.5. I think I'd probably take the under. The Bills don't appear to have much of a clue what they're doing offensively, especially with a running game. They don't appear to have one. Their offensive line is underperforming. And, of course, New Orleans, Jameis Winston was playing pretty well for them. I think he had 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, that's just a godsend. 3 interceptions? 3 interceptions. I mean, that's something. But and I think, Trevor Siemian, I think he's a competent quarterback. It's just, I don't think, like, they don't have a lot to work with on offense. It's Alvin Kamara, and then your receivers. It's no Michael Thomas. So outside of that, there just ain't a lot there. I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Adam Troutman's going to save the day at tight end? I don't think so. So I think it's the 4:30 and the 8:20 game. I think there's some interesting storylines there, but man, all of these teams are sliding. They're trending in the wrong direction. Fortunately, for half of them, they'll have a chance to get back on the right track, because after this week, after Thanksgiving, there's no way all of them could lose.
Yep, the numbers would say that all 6 teams can't lose. Let's see how that works. It does not say that all 16 can win, though. So, yeah.
Right. Well, if we had 3 ties, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, right. Happy Thanksgiving. Listen, I'm with you on this Bears and Lions opener, but I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I truly think the Lions gonna win this game. I'm gonna take the Lions. I think the Lions gonna get their first win of the season. I don't think the Lions will go 0-16. But to your credit, like you say, a lot of people say it won't happen, and then all of a sudden it's right there. Dare I say 0-17 because we got 17 games this year, but I don't think the Lions will fit that. I think they'll beat. I really do think they'll beat the Bears. I also think if Jared Goff were to start last week, they had a good chance of beating that Cleveland Browns team because they just. I don't really know what was going on there. Outside of that, I do agree with you. If the Lions don't get it done this week, it's probably a high chance that they be the first 0-17 team in NFL history.
They still be 0-16 because they have a tie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about the tie. Like, hey, now I feel like Najee Harris. I never knew the NFL had ties, right? Now, I knew they had ties. I just forgot the Lions was part of that mix. So, 0-16-1. That one will matter as far as the history goes. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the same. I'm just saying. So, that game, snooze fest, you know what I'm saying? Get your turkey, tell your stories, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the liquor cabinet is stocked, getting ready, having a rootin' tootin' time. And then we get into the big boys, 4:30 Eastern, like I said, Las Vegas Raiders, Dallas Cowboys. Now, here's the deal. We seen that this recent slide of the Raiders coming. We said once they got John Gruden out of there because of the email scandal, I just didn't see how they would be a better team without John Gruden. And I think he was in agreement with me, like, yeah, this is going to affect them. They won that first game against Denver. Once again, it's just like having a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Coaches learn tendencies of other head coaches. So when you replace a head coach with a seemingly unknown guy, they do tend to get a little more confidence from the team, a little more back from the team, because this is their first game. So those players or whatnot don't have a reason to, be on a bad terms with their interim coach. So they come out and they play with more fire in the belly and more juice. That's what we've seen out of Las Vegas. Because since that game, every coach that done played them since then was like, yo, let's look at a little tape. Let's see what this guy is about. Oh, that's all we got to do? All right, bam. And insert result that they've been getting for the last 3 weeks. So I just think the league done caught up to the Raiders. But I think this is status quo for the Raiders right now. It is what it is. Like, they know what they got. For Dallas, on the other hand, to the point that you made, listen, no Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb out. You may or may not get CeeDee Lamb back. You may or may not get Amari Cooper. Who knows? We're not crying. We're not crying for you here. We're just not. You still got, Gallup. You still got Jarwin. You still got some capable receivers out there that can get it done. And to your point, how about we just run the freaking ball? Hey, you know what else you can do when you don't have the receivers? You can just put your running backs out there. They can catch a few balls. I mean, Tony Pollard, he's not the biggest guy in the world, so I think you could put him in the slot. You could probably get you a couple of catches out of that. I'm just throwing that out there. Zeke kind of good on the, screen passes. He done took a couple of those to the house. You can do like a delayed, pitch that's usually, considered a short pass. Any of those things could work here. It's only the Raiders. You ain't got to worry about some stalwart defense stopping everything you throw. So, Kellen Moore, that's a couple of things I just throw out there at you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I know you got a lot going on, So, maybe just do that for us so we can get some spice out of that 4:30 game. And then, like the nightcap, like we said, the Buffalo Bills, a team I consider the favorite to win their division, the favorite to be in the AFC Championship, and this is what I'm getting right now. Thanks, Josh Allen. Thank you a lot. And against the Saints, which, listen, once again, the Saints is a team that's, to me, similar to the Raiders. Like, kind of seeing this coming. Trevor Siemian, Taysom Hill. I don't know what we're doing with that. You got to remember, it's no Michael Thomas out there. You do got Alvin Kamara. He got his boy Mark Ingram back, but that's just not enough. And listen, Taysom Hill, for everything he do for you, He's not going to win you many games as a quarterback. Trevor Siemian is on your roster for a reason. Because if he was any good, he'll still be on Denver roster. So I'm just saying, with all that said, I mean, the Saints kind of like, if they were to beat the Bills, they're playing with house money. I can understand, I can definitely understand they got a lot going on. And with the Bills, I don't know what the hell the Bills got going on. Now, this is a team that I don't understand what's going on, and that's not playing with house money. I don't know what in the hell Josh Allen got going on. I don't know what Diggs got going on. I don't know what that offensive line got going on. I don't know what Sean McDermott got going on. God dog it, I don't know what the defense. I don't know what the problem is. I just don't know. I don't know if the weather too warm in Buffalo and it's throwing them off. I don't know, but they got to get it together. It was just too many good things in a package for Buffalo to succeed this year. And you're out here losing to the Jaguars. The freaking Jaguars. All right, so what? You got housed by Indianapolis. Don't love it, but we both thought the Colts was going to be the team in their division. Meaning, we thought they was going to be a team within the conference. Because you win your division, we usually say, hey, you're going to be a top 4 seed if you win your division. And then, you could possibly take a shot at the number 1 seed. Now, the Colts haven't been that good, but they've been, I would say average. Some probably say above average. And like you said, as long as they stay on track with running Jonathan Taylor, they've been awesome. Then it took the pressure off of Carson Wentz, and they put it more on Jonathan Taylor, and that works for him. It is what it is. It works for him. Maybe that's what needs to happen in Philly. I don't know, but it's working for him now. And as this team just start gathering, their momentum, don't be surprised that at the end of the Colts is up there, fighting for, a top 2 spot, because they seem to know what's going on. They know they got an elite defense. They know they got a capable offensive line, and they know what they got in the backfield. Once we just need you to keep us on track. We need a few catches out there to Pittman, a few out there to Pascal, give a few of them to T.Y., and we're going to take this to the crib. And that's how they playing. So the Bills, with all that said, the Bills got to win this. They got to win this game. They got to knock it off. If they want the public to respect them for the team we thought they was going to beat, they have to beat the Saints Thursday. They lose to the Saints, you know what I'm saying? The seat get hot for Sean McDermott. The overrating chants start getting hot. Josh Allen, you're a $258 million quarterback. That's not what we're seeing out there. You can't be one of the highest paid quarterbacks out here, young Flopperooski. So whatever the hell going on in Buffalo, we got to get that fixed. If OJ got to stop coming to the games, get him out the booth. But we got to knock that off. Whatever's going on need to be fixed. But that's my recap for Thursday night, man.